My name is David Welch. This is art. Your old trucks only have what's known as a single reservoir master cylinder. Basically what this means is if you get a leak anywhere in the line, you're dead. Dual master cylinders, like the kit we get from Brothers, has of course two master cylinders. So if you get a leak anywhere in the line, you still have half your brakes instead of none of your brakes. First thing we're going to do is take it out of the box and see what we got. First we've got the instructions with a few little pieces in it. This is what we have when it comes out of the box. Everything's all nice assembled. We have our dual master cylinder. Already includes our proportioning valve on the bottom here with a brake light switch and the bracket. All the bolts are still attached to it right where they're going to be. Now what I like to do is take this apart so I can paint the master cylinder and the bracket right here. I like to leave this the same color, but sometimes what I'll do is shoot a clear coat on there so that it lasts longer. First thing we'll do is unbolt these bolts right here with a 5/8. Put your nut and washer back on so you don't lose it. Put all the nuts and washers back on so we don't lose them. So we'll go ahead and paint these up along with our master cylinder. While everything's drying, we'll take the old one out. It goes a little like this. Okay, so here's your old master cylinder. We've got our brake lines attached to the back. We're going to go ahead and start and take those off first. Get a rag, because when you do, all the brake fluid will start leaking out. So get a rag and a bottle, catch all that stuff. Our bolts right here are 5/8. Basically, I'm just going to loosen these up right now. I'm not going to take them all the way off. We're going to leave these on for right now. Just want to make sure that they're loose. If they're not, we'll WD-40 them up while we're taking the rest of the things off. Now, our pin right here is held on with a cotter pin, so we'll take that out. And then this clevis pin will slip out. Set that aside where you don't lose it. This is an odd little deal right here. What you do is you bring this edge forward, and then it allowed this to slide off. This one's been damaged in the past, so we'll have to get a new one of that. Now these pieces here will slide off. We'll unbolt our arm right there. 5/8. It's just going to slide off like this. And so will our clutch. Bushing that goes in the middle. That'll come off easier. And now we'll go ahead and take this off the rest of the way. With everything disassembled, what we're going to do now is go ahead and clean up all of this and a few of our smaller parts right here. All cleaned up and ready to go back together. I'll show you how simple this installs. You'll notice the two bolt holes right here on the bracket, and you'll notice the two bolt holes that came with the original master cylinder. Taking the bolts that have the fine threads on them, we're going to take those and bolt those right there. Bolt it in here. Now we can see exactly where we need to drill the hole here and right here. That'll be a 3/8 bit, and you'll use your coarse threads bolts on this. Install the booster, and you want to make sure that our vacuum line is pointed up. Before we put our bolt on here, we're going to install our lower support. Before we tighten this, we're going to install our final coarse thread bolt. And on most trucks there's already a hole right here. If not, just go ahead and drill one. We'll go ahead and install our master cylinder. Since right now we're just mocking up our engine and training, we're just taking clearances, we're not going to bleed the master cylinder just yet. After we're sure everything's where we want it, then we'll go ahead and bleed them after we get all of our brake lines set up. Now in the past, we would take our clutch pivot piece here and we cut all this stuff off. But the folks with a kit were nice enough to give us one already done. So we can just slide that baby right on. We'll slide our washer on. Originally we're on the brakes. Slide our brake arm on. Slide this piece on with the deep side facing in, our spring, our outer washer, and then our clip, which is bad, so we're going to get another one later. Brake pedal all the way up. We adjust where we want our arm. Got our brake booster all set up. We got our brakes all attached. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and set up our remote reservoir and our hard brake lines.